So we're working on the sermon series called This Is Us, and in it we're talking about and reminding ourselves of what marks us as us. Who are we? It's an attempt to answer that question, right? Who are we and what are we doing here, right? And during a sermon 2 weeks ago, we ended with this time and really this challenge to write a small note to someone else. We said it could have been an encouragement or an affirmation. It could be a picture or just a note of thanks, a note to say you care, didn't matter what. Sign your name, didn't really matter. But the point was to acknowledge that we were made for one another. And the response to that has been really fun to watch play out. Those small little notes of affirmation, these hidden words of encouragement interacting with each other. And it was worthwhile enough that we're doing it actually throughout the rest of the series as well, just to give some space for those small, subtle reminders. And all that has me thinking about things and I don't think I'm alone about this, but how often the most impactful things when people say things to me are those small and personal things, right? There's something to be said for the big moments, those big celebrations of graduating high school or college or wedding, or pick what you want. But we expect those to be big, and so there's a lot of hype. And so for me, the more important things are the ones that catch me unaware, those small personal little connections, right? The subtle and meaningful moments have weight because they catch me by surprise. Right, those are the thank you moments, or the random gift of food after a hard day, or someone reaching out, the unexpected delights. And when it's something, there is something to be said for it's given in a personal way, right? That isn't always flashy, it just cuts to the core for me. And I think the best gifts, the best times I've been blessed by others often have that subtle edge. The Gospel of Matthew talks about this to some degree too, in chapter 6, and it talks about giving. And it says, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you'll have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, or the hypocrites do in the synagogues or on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they've received their gift in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. And I think this is an important reminder, right? We often talk about it in regards to finances, but I think it comes up whenever we're giving of ourselves. And for people who are going to follow Christ, then it's a call for us to be those who give, bless, and encourage, often in subtle ways. Yes, there's a call to public generosity. There's a call to support the church, and that's a means to grow in our faith. That's very true. But we're also called to give in those subtle, hidden ways. A note of affirmation, a gift to show thanks. When we function as the church beyond the building, we're a people who celebrate those small things as well as the big ones, where we are hope and peace in a personal and subtle world around us. And so friends, this week, I want to just encourage you to be people who are made for each other, to find space to appreciate and give thanks or encouragement to those places in the small and subtle ways that are personal and meaningful and cut to the core. Because that is how we embody the church to one another, not in the big celebrations, though that is a place. We live the church out when we do it in those small ways that catch us unaware and cut to who we are. Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.